Hey guys, it's Leesh, and welcome to another episode of Car Confessions. You guys, listen, it's Wednesday. What's today's date? Oh, Wednesday, October 29th, guys. We are days away, and I mean days away from Halloween. Something to look forward to. What are you guys doing for Halloween? Are you dressing up? Are you taking your kids trick or treating? Like, what's the deal? This guy was just literally about to get ran over. I don't know what it is about like certain New Yorkers who just think like life revolves around them, particularly in this whole pedestrian type of realm. Like people will walk out in the middle of the street and then get upset with you because you have the right of way as a driver. Like it's the weirdest thing. And even with driving too, on the flip side, folks that are driving and you're the pedestrian, like they have no sense of like, oh, that's a human, right? Let me not drive up on them as they're crossing in the crosswalk. Like people will literally in their cars drive up so close to you that it's just like, okay, I get it, you have somewhere to be, but I have legs. Like I don't have wheels. Chill. Like what the hell? Like the hell's, chill out, It's crazy here. But yeah, it's a thing. It is definitely a thing. But listen, y'all, stay safe out here. Be mindful. Like take your time. I know it's New York. I know it's New York City. And we love being in a hurry for absolutely nothing. But like I think at this point in life and the way we're operating as humans, the slower the better, in my opinion. The slower the better. Like what are we rushing for? Like, what is the rush? What are we just like, oh my gosh, chill, guys, chill. Things will get done. Hopefully you're on it and you're not, delaying on things. But, rush, rush, rush. Let's try to change that mentality, guys. Let's just, pace ourselves, you know? I mean, obviously, if you have to, you get what I'm saying. But, yeah, so, I mean, there's that. But yeah, Halloween, guys. What are you guys doing for Halloween? What's happening? I I know to probably some people's shock, I'm actually going to hang out with some friends of mine. A friend of mine is throwing up a Halloween party, and we have to get dressed up and the whole nine. And this is major for me because if you like know me personally, I don't like going anywhere. Like, and if you follow me on social media, you could be like, okay, Alicia, you're a liar. No, it presents like I like going places because I am always going places, which is probably why I don't want to go places because I'm always somewhere. For whatever reason, you know. So yeah, I'm actually going to a Halloween party. I'm going to have a costume. I have no idea what I'm wearing costume wise. No, no clue. Like I was actually on TikTok earlier, like looking at different uh, ideas of like DIY type of Halloween costumes, and they gave some really great tips. So like listen, if you're looking for a Halloween costume, something that either you don't want to pay money for, or maybe you're like, okay, give me some ideas. I might, refresh my memory of the things I have in my house that I can create as a Halloween costume. Go on TikTok because that is exactly what happened to me. I had a few options. So I could be like a cowgirl because, all my stuff from Cowboy Carter to do that. Um, the old witch one too because, I mean, you can always go buy a witch's hat and then find some other, attire to create the witch outfit. Whatever. Then they give some ideas, like if you want to go to like the Dollar Tree or something like that, or like a dollar store and get like their cute little stuff, and then accompany that with whatever else you may have in your closet, right? So these are all thoughts, all thoughts, and I am going to figure that out once I get home today because I literally was on TikTok today trying to figure this out. And so yeah, we'll figure it out one way or the other. Either way, I'm just excited to be around my girlfriends that I haven't hung out with in a very very long time. Um, and it's funny because back in the day when we were in college, because we're all college girlfriends, we would have what was called sister night, and it was basically all the black girls from college. We would get together and cook for each other. Um, and just have community and hang out with one another because we were all in different, basically grades. And we weren't always in the same classes together, but it was always nice for us to get together because life happens, and if you don't make a point to hang out, you know how life goes. Time goes by, and then it's like, oh man, I haven't seen so and so and God knows when, right? And even more so now, because I can't tell you when the last time I've seen a lot of them. Like, it's been crazy. So it'll be nice just to get together and have like a good time, like enjoy some time with people that you like, so it'll be great. I'm really excited about it. And it'll bring back some memories too. You know what I'm saying? Like, us just going down memory lane, laughing about crazy parties back in the day, and all the good stuff, all the good stuff. So yeah, I'm really excited about that. Hopefully you guys are doing something fun as well, or maybe just chilling. Maybe the fun for you is chilling. Normally that's my fun. It's just chilling at home and doing my thing. Taking me a few antacids here, guys. I have had terrible, terrible heartburn, and it's crazy because I was just saying to myself, "Oh my gosh, I haven't had any heartburn today." Wrong. Here we are. But I found these really good antacid tablets at TJ Maxx of all places, and they're supposed to be like clean, and they don't have like a bunch of products in it that aren't really good for us, and so I like the way they taste. They're not too that artificial taste you'll get from certain things that are dyed or whatever. Doesn't have that going on, so I appreciate that a whole lot. I can't think of the name of it, but it's at TJ Maxx. Let's be serious. I mean, sometimes they have stuff, sometimes they don't. So it might not even be there the next time. I think it might be called Good Tummy. Am I making that up? Either way, this is what they look like. Little white, you know, chalky kind of tab. Serves a purpose. But yeah, here we are. So guys, like I said, end of the month. Here we are. Just a few days away from Halloween, as well as this whole food stamp debacle. And I feel like at this point, many of us are just, just done with the government. I didn't say all of us, I said many of us are just done. And I've been done with this government for a long time, right? Because I've seen the writing on the wall as it relates to this government, not so much Republican or Democrats. I'm talking about the whole kit and caboodle. I feel like now more people are realizing it. I think it's hard for some people to wrap their head around their quote unquote team not working in their favor. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of people have had that come to Jesus moment, kinda, where they're like seeing it for what it is, but just can't really believe that the team they've been rooting for so long and they've been, going hard for, does not give a shit about them at all. And for so long, myself included at one point, we thought that these folks in government really were there for us. And I'm not saying everybody in the government is, just trash, but the majority, they don't care. They don't care about us. And that's a really hard pill to swallow. That reality is something that is just so difficult to take in, especially for people like myself, and I'll say maybe even like folks in their like millennials and up, right? I think the majority of us believed at one point that the government was on our side. We lived in an amazing country. We lived in one of the freest country in the world. Americans are the best. Who can top us? Who can top us? You know what I'm saying? Like that was the like. Remember that? Like if you're around my age, maybe a little bit younger than me and older, you know what I'm talking about. Like I always tell my wife, she cracks up at me because at pretty much everything I do and say, 'cause, I'm pretty entertaining. I digress. But anyway, I was just telling her, like, back in the day, especially when I was in Evansville, Indiana. Let me tell you something. 4th of July would roll around, it was a wrap. We had on our red, white, and blue. Like, if I did not get my new outfit for 4th of July, forget it. How could I not be patriotic on the day? The 4th of July. Like, what? I have to have my red, white, and blue. Of course, my family's going to have a picnic, a big, ordeal at Burdette Park because my family would all get together. They would rent out a cabin. We would go swimming at the pool at Burdette. Like, it was a whole thing. And so many people we knew back home would be at Burdette Park as well. And we're all just having a good time. Music's playing, this, that, and the other. And then we would go downtown to the river and watch the fireworks. And in the process of watching the fireworks, every patriotic song on the planet is playing. Folks are crying. Like it's a whole deal. Like, it's a whole deal. You know what I'm saying? But the icing on the cake for most people, or at least me, I'll just speak for myself. I don't know about other people, but I looking around, you could tell that folks are really in it because and I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. Yo, when that song would come on, rarely would you see a dry eye. Folks would be going hard body about this, right? And that's just what it was. Like, you were so proud to be an American, right? Proud that you were a part of this free country, and how blessed are we to be an American citizen. How blessed are we? It's America. I mean, come on. It's America. Like, who else would, people would envy. This is what a lot of people are thinking. People would envy us because we're American. We have the best of everything, right? And then as time goes on, you start realizing, what is this shit? Like, what is going on? And let me just also preface this. Like, as a Black person in America, or at least for me, once again, I don't want to project, even though, we had this pride, like major pride being an American, we also understood where we lived. Like, we knew there was racism. We knew that certain folks really didn't want us here, really just wanted to see us, at our worst. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was also understood. So it was like this: I'm proud, and I know there are certain people who don't want me here. So I mean, that was for Black folks in general, right? And I'm not saying every Black person felt this, or any person of color or whatever, but I knew a lot of folks that I grew up around. That was the understanding. Like, you understood that your patriotism was something that you held dear, but it was in a different way because of the racism that was actually a part of this whole plan that we call America, right? But it's like now really thinking about all that, it's like, yo, we had some of the worst case of Stockholm syndrome ever. Like, ever. When you think about it, right? To have that much pride and love and uh that sense of just patriotism in the way that I did at one point, and knowing that I was treated so terribly, and my ancestors and folks in my family treated so terribly, and other Black folks treated so terribly in this country, and yet my love for this country it runs so deep, right? And especially back then, and at the time that I truly, was a hardcore, American. Like, I was that person. To know what I know now, like if this Alicia right here in 2025 met up with the Alicia in say like the 90s or something like that, and I shared all this shit with that Alicia, I would be like, first of all, you're crazy, kick rocks, because America's amazing, and that doesn't even make sense. You know, our government is here to protect us. Like, how could you say this? I mean, I'm also talking about, this was at the time of Clinton and all that, when we thought, oh my gosh, he's such an amazing person. He was so charismatic and bald. You know what I'm saying? Like, at that time, the brainwashing and, gaslighting that we were, that was put upon us is like, wow. Like, when you think about it now, it's like, damn, we were played so hard. So fucking hard. And honestly, this couldn't have even been something that was shared back then. Let's just keep it real. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything happens when it's supposed to happen, right? Because imagine us knowing what we know now back in the 90s and being conditioned the way that we were. Like, really think about that. Folks would have thought, like, it would have been like that whole tinfoil hat thing, like the conspiracy theorists, like that, a lot of times folks will make fun of certain people, like, okay, they have gone off the deep end, but now we see a lot of those conspiracies, especially, back in the day, some of those things were actually factual, and so, like, here we are. But I do think about that. I think about, wow, like, there is no way possible this shit that's happening right now, that the information that we have, that we know about this country now, there's no way it would have stuck back then. People would have thought you were crazy as hell and that you were not patriotic and that you were, you hated America and, off with your head. Seriously. But no more. Folks are realizing that this is crazy town. And these folks that have been lying to us that are in government are just in it for themselves, and it's sad, right? It's sad that it had to come to that for us to, all these years. I mean, this is like 30 plus years, right? Hell, I mean, I would say I've been here, on this planet 47 years. And this has been going on well before I was here. Well before I was here, It's wild. And at the same time, it is something that everyone has to figure out in terms of their quote unquote awakening. A lot of people hate that whole terminology around being woke, but it is what it is, right? I mean, either you are awakening to what's happening around you or you're asleep. It's one of the two. I mean, it's really not that controversial when you think about it, being woke. You just are aware of what's happening around you. When you're asleep, you don't know what the fuck's going on. You're just hoping and praying that you're safe. You know what I'm saying? Let's be serious. And at the same time, it's like we are at a point now in life where people have to do this on their own. Like, this is their journey in terms of waking up to what's happening in this world. And you've probably heard this analogy about this whole, wokeness, but it's like, imagine someone shaking you awake, right? And then trying to tell you a bunch of shit after you were knocked the fuck out. You was having some of the best dreams of your life, and they're waking you up with a bunch. You would go, ape shit on them. Like, what the fuck? Like, I'm trying to sleep. Like, what the hell's going on? Like, you would not be happy. You wouldn't hear the information that was being provided to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you would literally be like, get the hell out of here. I'm going back to sleep. Like, this is dumb. Maybe some people. I'm not saying everybody that is being, in that position would completely shut you out. But more times than not, folks are not going to be happy that you woke them up, And so for that alone, it's like you have to wake up when it's time for you to wake up. enough of folks trying to shake people awake, right? Um, it's a personal journey. It's a personal journey, and at this point, it's more so of us just figuring out our next moves, right? Figuring out ways for us to help individuals that are in need right now. Um, I am. I've shared some resources in the episode, the Monday episode, not this past Monday, but the Monday before. I shared some resources, and I'll share those same resources again in these show notes too, because I want us to help as many people as possible. Whether you need assistance, whether you want to volunteer, I have all the information in the show notes. And if you guys know of more information, share it with me. I'm on all social media platforms. I'm easily accessible. I'm pretty responsive. If I don't respond, it's not because I'm being shady. It could be depending on the platform. Sometimes I don't check some of these inboxes until like a few days. So don't stress out. But yeah, if you can share anything with me, I'm the Alicia Christian on Instagram. I am Alicia Christian on Facebook. I am Leesh on TikTok. What else am I on? I think that's it right now. Like that's another thing too. All these platforms, it's too much for the kid. I don't have time. But you can also email me at eatingmepodcast@gmail.com. You can also email me at aliciarchristian@gmail.com. So yeah, there's tons of ways that you can reach out to me. But yeah, here we are. Here we are in this wild world that we live in, where we are realizing that it's us. We have to take care of each other. The government's gonna government. Just let them fools do whatever they're doing, like whatever. Because like I said, we have to take care of each other. And then I think it's another thing too, where we need to start having more discussions with one another about how we move forward in the United States and even on a global scale as global citizens, where we are taking care of each other on a global scale. Because honestly, my ideal world would consist of us governing ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Like, who needs these people to tell you what to do? Think about that, right? Could we have a few people that kind of like keeps things together, have like some quarterly meetings? Okay, this is working, this is not working. But to completely just manage everything, uh, and for us to be taxed in the way that we're taxed and we're not reaping any of those benefits, huh? No, no. I don't believe in this anymore. I don't believe in any of this. Um, and this is my I mean, not slow, because my awakening has been for a very long time, but certain things that I'm still a part of the system that I'm trying to break away from, it's taking some time, completely honest. Like, even down to like paying taxes, I'm still battling with that. Should I continue that? Should I not? Like, it's a thing. It's a thing. Because like I said, it's a part of this whole. We've been accustomed to doing certain things because we thought that was the right thing to do, and then also you just don't want to get in trouble. It's a whole thing. So it's just like really trying to wrap your head around, like, how do I move forward with all this? How do I move forward? So here we are, guys. Here we are. But even though all this stuff is happening and it's intense, I think if we continue to help one another and we see where the gaps are in terms of the lack of resources, we can fill those gaps. But it requires us to do that. So I do my part by running my mouth and, calling shit out and sharing resources. Also volunteering for things like that. And you find what works for you. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what's going to keep this world going around, is how do we help each other while we're still on this planet? I think that's one of the main things. And that's something we can just keep asking the universe. How can I be of service today? How can I be of service today? How can I help someone today? You know what I'm saying? Like, constantly thinking, how can I be of service? How can I help someone? How can I bring a smile to someone's face? Um, and the universe will respond. I truly believe that. I definitely, definitely do. All right, guys, I'm home. We're gonna go upstairs and cook some food, get my life together, and yeah, we're gonna make it. We're going to make it. These folks have really tried to bring us down, and I am proud of us because it's like no matter what they try to throw at us, we're like, hell no, no, no more. We're not falling for this bullshit anymore. And and for that I am so proud. And we just have to hold the line and know that better days are to come. We needed all this to happen because we need a reconstruction. Because this system right now, womp womp, it's like it is at an all-time low. So we just, I said, just keep doing what we can for one another and find ways to repair, or not so much repair, but rebuild um, this current situation we are in. Like, just remove all the nastiness, get rid of all the shit, let all this stuff fall apart, clean it out, and let's just bring in all the new. Because that's what we deserve. We deserve new, beautiful ways of living and being. There's nothing wrong with that. We deserve the best. And so for that, let this shit fall apart. Let's come back in with some new, fresh ideas and ways of living and being in a humane way. Because we deserve that. We definitely deserve that. All right, guys. Once again, like I said, I was gonna leave. I love y'all. That's why I'm not leaving. But I'm gonna get out of here. I gotta go for real, for real. I'm gonna cook. I'll find my Halloween costume. Got to find my Halloween costume, and yeah, get it together. I will see y'all next week. Like I always say, let's just keep on keeping on. I love you, and hey, I'll see y'all. Bye.